Hi friends, now we are going to talk about something very important. So no matter whichever project you go to, okay, so there will be a process where you have to create audit. Okay, auditors will come every year. Sometimes it's semi-annual, sometimes it's annual, but whatever you are doing, anyone who is running an SAP system or any ERP system needs to be audited. So generally you have companies like Deloitte, KPMG, EY, and others, Pricewaterhouse. They do the audit. So generally, what are they doing? So I'll be just doing the audit checks as a vendor master role. Okay, so a vendor master is not no is one who creates a vendor. Okay, so here I'll explain what is a fail. So if you see, if everything is anything is red color is fail, anything is yellow color with caution, and anything is green is pass. So here it explains you have the vendor master role, and if he or she has the role of approving contracts, that's a no-no. If he or she has the if the user has the role of approving a service entry sheet, that's a no-no, because you are creating the vendor as well as you are approving the service entry sheet. You cannot do that. If he's going to create a RFQ, no, that's a conflict of interest. You are creating the vendor as well as this. The next portion is whether he can create a contract or scheduling line agreement with the vendor master. No, you cannot. You, whether a person can create a work order as well as have vendor master. No, because in that way, again, that's a problem, conflict of interest. Of a person who has vendor master cannot have all these authorization. Okay, so now lots of companies are a bit lenient because they wear different hats in these cases. So in those cases where they are doing both or something, then in those cases there should be either or. Like if he creates the vendor, he should not be approving the invoice related with that vendor or something. There can be flexibility on those, but ideally in big companies this is a very important thing, where there is SOD violation and you can get in trouble for audits. So let's explain. So everything here, if you notice, from vendor master to approving purchase order, you cannot do. For vendor master approving invoice, you cannot do. Vendor master posting invoice, no, that's a very red no, you can't. Vendor master posting a goods receipt, no. Okay, vendor master creating work order, purchase requisition, no. When a master creating these things, you cannot, you just cannot. Okay, so here I think I forgot the purchase order, but you can put, I here there would be another portion where you have purchase order. So I'll just put, let me check it, let me change it here, um, approving, and I can put creating. Okay, so creating a purchase order. So in this way you cannot do all this. So this is now what I'm saying in the system. Let's now go into the system and check what is there. Okay, when we go to the system, that means it is an S4 HANA system. So a person who has the transaction code BP, he could not have this access. So BP is a person, BP change access. Okay, change or create, that's S4 HANA. In SAP ECC, it would be FK01, XK01, MK01. These are the transaction code. But if a person who has change authorization here, creation authorization here, this is a training system, so I have all the access. I will not be able to create a purchase order. So how you can do that? How you can measure? But there is some discrepancy here. So for that, there is a way you can just create the change, get change history. Okay, so I have already created, there's a separate video for this, and I'll put it in the description link. So if you put that description, those things, and run the variant or something, run the program, then you will be able to find, oh, these are the ones that have problems. So let me see, it's running, getting change history. Okay, so from here, so basically what it does, it basically just goes to CDHDR and CD pause and checks whether the person who have the vendor master role has ever changed something, has ever acted on anything else. Okay, So pretty easy is here. I can see. So suppose I want to see, this is a very simple way you can find who is the naughty person here. So if I go to CDHDR, okay, I go to CDHDR and I go to BP transaction, okay, and so this is BP maintain business partner and I execute suppose, and here suppose I get all these IDs, okay. Now if I go and I go here and I put all this user ID now, and I also find that this person has done anything ME star, okay, anything ME star. These are problematic. ME star, FB star, these are finance, okay. So these are problems that you can happen, okay. So in this way you can find it. Again, there's a change history table. So using the change history table is pretty simple. Here is cred is for vendor master, okay, and here suppose I have all the user IDs of the people who are maintaining vendors, okay, and here I can give the person who has maintained vendors and all those things pretty easily. And here if I execute, suppose I'll just execute creation date is suppose this, and I'll put this is the change history, and if I see there's nothing, so let me run this. So here you can see all these are the changes that has been done by these persons. Okay, now the same people, if they are making changes in PO and other things, you can find it out pretty easily. Okay, so these are the things. So again, this is very important. You keep this in mind, and this is only for the vendor master role. I'll create separate presentation for different roles. Okay, so that's it. Stay tuned to my SAP channel and happy SAP learning. And if you like it, share and subscribe to it, and have a great day.